Perception, nature, and process. As we all know, perception is the process by which individuals interpret and organize sensory information to give meaning to their environment. And the following are few of the definitions which are given by the researchers. Moving on, let us understand the nature of perception. The first one is selective process. Perception is not random, it's selective. We choose what information to focus on from our surroundings and then organize it and give it a meaning. The second one is it needs sensation. Perception depends with sensation. The basic purpose of using our senses like eyes, ears, skin to collect data from the environment. Third one is mental process, or you can also say psychological process. Perception happens in the mind. It involves our thoughts, feelings, and emotions to help us understand what's going on. The next one is environmental factors or the factors affected by environment. The way we perceive things depends on the environment we are in. For example, if the environment feels safe, we may form a positive perception. The last nature is subjective process. Perception is subjective, which means different people can see or feel the same situation differently depending on their own thoughts, past experiences, or mood. The next topic which we are going to cover is process of perception. Now, before we start with the topic, I would like to ask you all what does actually happen when you type something on your laptop or your phone. Imagine you're typing a letter A, that is your input. Then, whatever it is, your laptop or your mobile will convert it into its comfortable language, which is zeros and ones, binary language. And then again, it will convert and show it on your screen in our understanding language. So, what is happening here? Some input is given, then it is processed, and some output is shown, right? Now, why am I telling this? It's because the process of perception is also same. We have three functions here. One is perceptual input, and then perceptual mechanism, and then perceptual outputs. Let us now start with perceptual inputs. These are things like objects, people, or events that grab our attention. They start the process of perception. The inputs are influenced by stimuli characteristics like size, color, motivation, etc. And then perceives characteristics, which are mood or personality. And then situation, time, place, surroundings. The next one is perceptual mechanism. This is how our brain processes. It happens in three stages. One is selection of stimuli, second is organization of stimuli, and the third is interpretation of stimuli. The first one, selection of stimuli. Here, out of many things around us, we only select a few to focus on. Now, it might be because of two factors: internal factors like our mood, motivation, beliefs, etc., and external factors like brightness, soundness, and movement of the object. Next, we have organization of stimuli. We then organize these selected inputs to make sense of them. This is where gesture psychology helps. The gesture school produced a series of principles which are still readily applicable today. Some of the most significant principles include the following: 1. Figure of ground, and 2. Grouping. The figure of ground principle states that figures are seen against a background. A figure does not have to be an object, it could be merely a geometrical pattern. Many textiles are preserved as figure grounded relationships. Now, these relationships are often reversible, as in the popular example as shown in the figure. As you can see, the figure above the figure and ground topic. The next one is grouping. The grouping principle refers to the tendency to organize shapes and patterns instantly to meaningful groups or patterns on based of their proximity or similarity. Parts that are closely in time tend to be perceived together. The last one is interpretation of stimuli. Finally, we interpret the information and give it meaning. Example, someone shouting can be seen as angry or excited depending on the situation. Interpretation is influenced by our mood, situation, and the nature of what we are observing. Moving on, perceptual outputs. After interpreting, we form opinions, beliefs, or attitudes. These outputs affect how we behave. For example, if we perceive someone as friendly, we behave nicely towards them. And at the same time, it goes vice versa. If you do not feel that the person is friendly or being rude to you, you might not want to continue that friendship. Hence, perception is how we understand the world around us. It involves sensing the environment, selecting and organizing information, interpreting it in our mind, and forming opinions or reactions based on that understandings. Thank you.